What's up, guys, and welcome to the Tim Sports Talk. We have episode number 30 of Skins in the Game. How you doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good.
We're in the win. We're in the win column.
Exactly. We got a W, and both you and I predicted it, but you always predict a win, so yours don't count.
I know. Hey, I'm more accurate than you are.
Oh, is that a fact?
Not really. That's what I'm going with anyway.
A couple people here already. Supermania, how's it going, dude? What's up, DRG? Welcome to the show. And
come on, guys, tell Tim how I'm always right and he's always wrong.
Yeah,
we
both predicted the win, but one of us always predicts a win, so it doesn't really count when you always predict the win.
Actually, I think the week before you were more optimistic than I was.
Against the Giants, right?
Was it the Giants? I
think I said we were going to win like 27-13. You're right. I think I said that something like that, and we ended up losing by a field goal.
So there you go. So you're wrong again, just so you know.
What do you know? What do you know? All right. Well, we're going to start the show off. We're going to talk about the Bengals game, and you can't start with talking about the Bengals game until you start talking about the unfortunate injury to Joe Burrow. And he had an MRI done, and apparently it's even worse than a lot of people expected. It says torn ACL, torn MCL, and, quote, other structural issues. I've seen other people say there might be some kneecap fractures, some other bone fractures around the knee. It seems like he's really done. Like, we'll see what happens after.
Yeah, I didn't see the play. I mean, I was watching the play, but of course I didn't replay it. The camera view that I saw didn't really give any indication of what it was, but I heard it was very ugly, that Chase Young was sitting on the ground next to him, and Ohio State alum, that there were several Redskins players that were very upset with what they saw. So
right. Yeah, and I heard that also some people saying Chase Young was the one that sacked him. No, Jonathan Allen and Montez Sweat were the two that got to him and kind of spun him around after the ball was gone. So very unfortunate injury. Do you find it weird that they didn't show it after just a couple weeks ago? They showed the heck out of the injury to Kyle Allen.
Well, maybe they got a directive from the top, because they were like nowhere at all. They were like, we're not going to show this play because it's very so yeah, I don't know. Maybe Kyle Allen's wasn't considered as bad. Yeah. Again, I was watching the play. I saw Joe Burrow get hurt, but could not see anything of what it was. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure they showed Dak Prescott a couple of times. Like, it's not like they did. That was horrific. You saw that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they showed that a couple of times. So I don't know why this time they were like, yeah, after commercial break, we ain't showing that one. But there is video of it out there. You can go look at it. I did not go chase it down, but I did see some descriptions of it. And apparently, when the knee gets twisted around, and if you look at the cap of the knee, you could see a bone pop or something pop in his knee. So it's apparently pretty ugly.
Yeah, not good. And I can't say I argue with the people that said if Burrow doesn't get hurt, the Redskins probably lose this game. I thought the play that Chase Young made, I know we're going to cover this later, maybe would argue that, but I can't argue with the idea that if Joe Burrow stays in the game, Cincinnati doesn't pull this game out, because they were slicing this up like butter.
There was a lot of problems with our defense, no doubt. But it may have been strategy. We'll definitely go into that. So I have a good and bad list today. It's good to do that after a win, I think. So we'll start with the good. You go with that?
Yeah. Why? We do that after every loss. Why not do it for a win?
Yeah, well, I've gone away from it the last few weeks. So coming back to the good and bad. So, good. Antonio Gibson almost had 100 yards rushing. He was at 99. I have him on two of my fantasy teams. And I was like, oh, come on, get that 100, because I get a bonus points in my league for 100. And they give him the ball one more time. I'm like, yes. And then it was a negative 5-yard run. So he moved back down to 94. But nonetheless, 94 yards on the day with a touchdown, only 16 carries. So that's a 5.9 yard per carry average. And I know the Bengals don't have the greatest defense, but we don't have the greatest run offense. So having 5.9 yards a carry out of a running back, even against a bad defense, is pretty good for us. So I'll take it.
Well, and what I notice about AG, we can call him AG now, right?
I guess so.
He'll be officially AG, but that he doesn't get knocked down on the first hit very often. He gets a lot of extra yards after the first contact.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and to your point, Cincinnati's not like, Pittsburgh Steelers run defense or the Ravens or whoever else.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't get knocked down on the first hit very often. And I like him. I think he's something special as far as, I know he's a converted wide receiver or receiver. I don't know about wide, but, but just to watch him if they don't run him off tackle where there's like 6 guys, the Redskins love to do that.
Yeah.
And
bring in an extra lineman on the right side and run to the right. Defense never could have predicted that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that notwithstanding, when the guy gets out in space, the first guy does not bring him down.
It's very rare. Yeah, you're right. It's very rare. He's got a lot of talent with his legs, and I'm loving it. I love to see it. So awesome. And we also totaled the day with 164 yards rushing on the day as a team, which is nice. So that's way above our average. So good to see. My second good is the beast, Scary Terry McLaurin. All right, he had 5 catches, 84 yards, and that one catch that he had deep downfield, that was beautiful.
Oh, the 42-yarder? Yeah, he just said, I'm taking the ball. Get away from me.
Yeah, and Antonio Gibson was actually mic'd up this game, and he was saying right after that catch, he was on the field, he goes, "Oh my God, he's built different." And he just kept saying, "He different.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, the guy, I saw a stat that in the first 24 games that he's gained the most receiving yards in history.
Yep, I just brought up the graphic. That was my next thing I was going to bring up. Awesome. But yeah, no, he 1,790 yards in his first 24 games. Jerry Rice was only 1,757. Andre Johnson, another beast, 1,669. Calvin Johnson, 1,530. Larry Fitz, 1,493. Terrell Owens, 1,007. Those are some pretty good names to be over in the yards category. Definitely, this was floating around Redskin circles.
All right, there's something else. There's something else I would like. I don't know the answer to this, but I would be interested to know if Jerry Rice in any game only had 7 targets. Because this game against Cincinnati, Terry only had 7 targets.
Yeah, I do think that had something to do with game plan. Because, by the second half, we pretty much had a good handle on the game. So
but I get that. Yeah. But I'm saying that Jerry Rice got the yardage he got and again, it's anecdotal. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm willing to bet that Jerry Rice never had a game where he was only targeted 7 times. That he had
never
more catches.
Strong, but I'm sure that's rare. I'm sure it's an extreme rarity. I'm sure he got a lot more targets than Terry has in his first few games or first 24 games. But another thing is he was also having Joe Montana, arguably one of the best, if not the best, right? But probably not the best anymore, but still 4 Super Bowls, fantastic quarterback. And then he goes right from that to Steve Young.
Yeah.
Another top 10 quarterback of all time.
Yeah, not a bad transition. So yeah.
Meanwhile, Scary Terry has had 5 different quarterbacks, caught touchdowns from 4 of them, Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, Alex Smith, and Kyle Allen, and he also has a reception from Colt McCoy. So in 24 games, he's got 5 different quarterbacks throwing to him, and he still has the numbers that he has. And yeah, I'm sure Chris is going to be in here later talking, "I told you, Tim, I told you." I've always known he's a beast. All right, I always said that he's great. But you can't argue with the stats as far as, he's right up there amongst the best right now.
Well, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's a competitor because he doesn't like to be challenged. And when he gets challenged, he was like, "Oh, okay, you want?" I know the
Dallas game. Yep.
Yeah, the Dallas game, and I would not be surprised if there wasn't somebody, because cornerbacks talk trash. That's just what they do, and I can't imagine that somebody didn't say something to him that, oh, I got you. And he's like, okay, come on.
Oh, gosh. We're getting somebody spamming in the chat. Terry McLaurin is a terrible locker room guy, almost Antonio Brown bad. Yeah, that's
you know what?
Not a fact.
Leave him around for comedic purposes.
Yeah,
whoever that is, you're
fact.
funny. I think you're trying to be Jay Leno out there.
Yeah, DRG says he's literally a great leader. Like he was a captain in his second year, and the team voted it.
And he runs his mouth all the time.
Yeah. Like he's the stereotypical receiver. Let's just he's TO 2.0. TO 2.0.
By the way, Antonio Brown didn't do so bad last night, but not good enough.
Yeah, well, Antonio Brown's a beast, and I've said for a while actually. That's funny. He may not even know this. I've been saying that he is Antonio Brown without the crazy. Like I think he has that kind of potential. Antonio Brown for like a 5-year stretch had one of the best 5-year stretches in NFL history. Like the dude was a monster in Pittsburgh. So saying that he's Antonio Brown is not an insult by any stretch, except you have to add the caveat without the crazy. So, but yeah, no, Terry's a beast, and I'm not gonna ban him because he seems to have stopped the thing. Hopefully, become a subscriber, hang out with us, man. Jimmy Johnson, he's probably a Cowboy fan. Come spend some time with us, dude.
Hey, he just wanted to throw that out there to get a little bit acknowledgement. So yes, you got acknowledgement. Hang around.
Yep.
We'll talk stuff, make some comments. I'm not gonna say that makes sense, but that makes sense.
All right, so my third good of the game, Chase Young was all over the place, and no more important play than that 4th and 3, hitting Joe Burrow nice and hard. Troy Apke kind of helped him lead it in. That's about the only good thing Troy Apke did on Sunday. And
well, he almost got an interception.
Exactly, yeah.
Hello, it was right here.
God, I forgot to even write that on my bad. We'll definitely get to that later. But and he forced the fumble. We end up getting the ball, and there was some confusion there where it looked like Cam Curl had the ball, fumbled it, like took it out of the end zone, then fumbled it again, and then they almost called a safety on us, which it wouldn't have been a safety because there was a holding penalty on the play.
Yes.
So it would never have been a safety, but that still could have been a 3-point swing because they would have had a field goal instead of being off the field with a turnover, but luckily replay overturned it. As soon as I saw that, I piped up and Selena was on the phone, so she was like, get it out of the room, and then she comes back and I was like, by the way, I was right, but I was right to yell at that.
Well, and I know it's so easy to sit on the couch and criticize guys that the guy that and I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on his name, that picked up the fumble initially.
Cam Curl,
thank you. Where did you think you were going to go? There was loads of traffic right there, and maybe he thought if I could break one tackle, I might go all the way. But I say it over and over and over again, just dive on the ball.
Right.
It was right there. Go to the ground, get the 20-yard line, you stop them scoring, be done with it. But these guys, I know, like I said, it's very easy to say this from the couch, that just do this. But it's like...
yeah, in a split-second moment, they have to make a call. Yeah. So...
But it wasn't like it was wide open. I mean, it was like there was...
He was going to get... even if he broke that tackle, he may have been getting to the 5 or 6.
Right.
He's not
That's what
going
I'm saying.
No.
It wasn't like there was one guy there that, hey, I can get around. It's like, just drop on the ball.
But Ronald Darby did. That was awesome. He got the fumble.
Yes.
And speaking of Ronald Darby, he is my next good in this game. What a day
God.
for Ronald Darby. First of all, he was second in tackles on the team. 6. Okay? And then he had 4 pass defenses, including some deep shots to Tyler Boyd, and Tyler Boyd is no slouch at wide receiver.
Oh, he was all over it. Yes, he played very well.
He's an extremely good receiver, actually. Great number 2 behind, actually arguably the number 1 there, even over A.J. Green. But Ronald Darby was not having it. He said, no. Tyler Boyd's not having a good day today.
So pardon me for asking this, but where has Ronald Darby been? Is he in because of injury?
No, he's been on the field the whole time.
I didn't know if he was in because of DeShazer Everett.
Yeah, no, he's a corner. He's been one of our starting corners all season. He's been there all year long. He actually has struggled. He's not been the best corner in the league. But I think actually PFF says he's not that bad right now. I know you don't
Well,
really believe in it, but
no, but I'm fine with that. I'm just this is the first week I really recall hearing his name.
yeah,
That
right
I don't.
now Ronald Darby is rated a 78.6 for the season, which is pretty darn fantastic actually. Like that's
Yeah.
that's it's not the highest grade, but that's a really good high grade for a corner, especially like Ronald Darby. So, yes, you haven't heard his name like you did on Sunday because he did not have 4 pass deflections in previous games, but Joe Burrow thought he could make a play or kind of attack Ronald Darby, and he grew to regret that because it
Well,
didn't
and I
work
know
out.
that I listened to an Ronald Darby's comments that said that he realized early on that he was being targeted, and he was like that was a different feeling for him, but he was like he knew he had to rise to the challenge, but
Mm-hmm.
he said he knew very early on that Burrow had decided that he was the weak link and he had to show something, and he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll take it all day. That's awesome. But yeah, and, Mr. Suramanya says to give Ronald Darby a 2-year extension. At this point, I'm not complaining about that idea at all. 78.6 on PFF. I'm definitely happy with that. What's up, TT Win?
So, yeah, how long has he been around? Is Darby like?
No, this is his
you
first
know,
year with us. He used to be for the Eagles.
but I'm just saying, yeah, I know he wasn't a rookie, but I'm just curious. Is he like mid 20s,
Yeah, maybe
late 20s?
27 or something like that. Let's see. Does it say
Okay,
here?
I was just curious. I didn't know.
Yeah, he's not super old. Maybe I think he may have just turned like 27 recently.
Okay, so still in the prime. So yeah,
Oh
I
no,
say sign him.
he's 26. He turns 27 on January 2nd.
Okay, well that just reemphasizes. I'm saying if that guy's got I think he's got the talent and the attitude. Sign him up because he's in the dead of his prime right now.
Jimmy Johnson's actually a 49er fan. I don't know where he came from, but hey, sub to the channel, dude. But he says bang bang Niner gang. So, but he does say the Redskins suck. So we will face each other soon.
Ask him, didn't he used to coach the Dallas Cowboys? Oh wait, that's a different Jimmy Johnson. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's a NASCAR fan and he likes Jimmy Johnson in NASCAR instead. I have no idea.
Hey, cheers! Welcome aboard.
Yeah,
enjoy this ride because we get off track every now and then, but we have fun.
So DRG says also it's only one good game coming from Darby. No, 78.6 rating is for the season. So it's actually seems that he's been, kind of under the radar, which a good corner in a lot of ways can be under the radar because they're not getting thrown to as much, so you don't see him on the screen as many times, so you don't really pay attention too much to it. But
yeah, it's a lot like an offensive lineman that if you don't hear an offensive lineman's name, that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's rare that you see, some big pancake block in the NFL that's like, oh, there goes, Morgan Moses, or there goes, Brandon Sheriff. It's usually you only hear the name if something bad happens. So
yeah, usually when your quarterback's on his butt, then you hear about, oh, Morgan Moses missed a block. So yes. The less you hear from cornerbacks, I think the better.
Right, for sure. All right, so I have one more good, and we were not getting to Burrow when he was in, but once Ryan Finley came in, we were all over him. We had 4 sacks for negative 35 yards. So I like to see that we finally, all right, we got a lead. We know they have to pass. Let's pin our ears back and let's get to a quarterback. There was some arguments that Ryan Finley may have just held the ball too long, where Joe Burrow was getting rid of it quicker. But I don't know that to be an exact fact as far as maybe the coverage got a little bit better too. But we were definitely all over him.
Well, and I will say this, and that Burrow is not the first one, or the offensive coordinator is not the first one, that Giants have done it. Detroit did it. I'm trying to go down the line, that they know, the league knows that our front four is very good. And I think if you look back, the average pass in most cases is 2 seconds.
It's crazy.
Offensive coordinators have known that you cannot, this offensive line or this defensive line is not going to be held back long. And Burrow was doing it all day. I think 95% of his passes were less than 2 seconds.
It was insane. You're right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I don't care how good of a defensive line you are, you can't get to the quarterback in 2 seconds. And they know that. So that's why everybody's saying, why is the Redskins offense or defensive line not producing? It's like, well, because offensive coordinators are afraid of them. Our problem is our secondary has to press coverage. They have to make the quarterback wait 3 or 4 seconds to let our defensive line do what they're going to do.
So
maybe they still burn us, but that's what we need to do. We have to press.
Exactly. So we'll go ahead and jump into the bad. And one of my bads is defense was giving way too many yards underneath. Now,
yes.
I do have it written down, but apparently it was the strategy of bend, don't break. So we will give them the underneath stuff. And Cincinnati's not the best team. And I guess it's the theory of, bad teams will make mistakes if you give them time to make mistakes.
Right.
So how they're going to beat us, going to beat us is throwing a 55-yard deep pass and getting a touchdown that way, right? They're not going to destroy us by marching down the field and scoring 30 points. It's just not going to happen, which, to Jack Del Rio's credit, it worked on Sunday. They were getting a bunch of yards, but they only came away with 9 points in the first half, I believe. Missed a PAT, missed a field goal, fumble at the goal line. So technically speaking, a bad team makes mistakes, and that's what he gambled on, and the gamble paid off.
Yeah, the first drive, what was it, 11, 12 plays, and they got down, and it's like, okay, we'll give them a field goal. Then they missed it.
Mm-hmm.
But in all fairness, you can't give credit for a missed field goal to the defense. That was just... apparently they're suffering from the Hopkins disease that we have.
Yeah, missed a field goal and a PAT, but then came on and made a 53-yard field goal.
Yes. And you know what? When he lined up for that, I was like, he's going to make I just knew it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Although when Hopkins lined up for the 50-yarder, I was like not confident, but he drilled it too. So
he did, and it was a nice kick. It definitely was a nice kick.
Yes.
But that was my number one thing on my bad list. Dustin Hopkins needs to go. All right, and there's a potential that he will not play on Thursday. Right now, he's out with a groin, out of practice, so he's not practicing right now. But I thought he was on step 1 of recovery, man. I thought he was an AA, 12 steps, and he was on step 1, and he made all 2 field goals, and the PATs that he had a chance at, and I'm thinking, he's on the right track. And as you talked about, he made a 50-yarder, and it was right down the middle. It was a beautiful kick. I was not mad about that 50-yarder at all. And he had plenty of leg. Who knows where that could have actually gone from. But then,
and by the way, it's not AA, it's MK. Go ahead. I didn't mean to. Miss kicks. It's not AA, it's MK.
MKA, Miss Kicks Anonymous. Gotcha. No, that's good. But then he comes on at the end of the game in garbage time. It's like, all right, we can go up by 14 now. We would have been 23-9. Now 2 touchdowns doesn't really hurt us. But instead, we give it up. And, he misses the field goal. And luckily, it did not come back to hurt us. But Dustin Hopkins needs to go. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, and I know we talked about this before, and I don't know what the answer is, but are there any kickers? You tried to look last time or the time before our episode where you were like, who's available? And I didn't think that anybody jumped out there like, hey, we got to pick this kicker up. And maybe
you're not going to have somebody that's like the next Justin Tucker out there, but we know right now that Dustin Hopkins is not doing it for us. He's missed way too many kicks in the last few years, especially this year. This year he's like a 70% field goal completion. That's not the right word, but makes field goals 70% of the time, which
completion
is
works. Completion is a field goal completion works as good as anything else.
All right, well there you go. But yeah, it's just he's not doing it for us, which really sucks.
It got in his head, and we went back to you mentioned the Cincinnati game, the tie game where he hit the upright, that he didn't seem like the same person, because I don't recall him early on being I know friends of mine or people I know that were like, who do you replace? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Who did who replace? Sorry, I was looking at the chat
the kicker that
that we had before. Kai Forbath?
the Kai Forbath, thank you.
Yep.
That they brought in Dustin Hopkins, and people I know were like, "Oh, why are they replacing him with?" Well, it's because,
Kai Forbath couldn't kick it out of the end zone.
yeah, it was like, okay, we need somebody that can kick it into the end zone, and I thought initially that Hopkins did well, that he was making kicks, and then I know kicking is a game in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he missed something, then he starts thinking about it too much. Whether or not he can get it back, I don't know, but we'll see.
Gotcha. Well,
All right, what's the next bad?
Well, real quick, I just wanted to we've getting a bunch of comments. So I just wanted to say, let's see if we can get through a couple of these. Let's see. Well, first of all, we have somebody new in the chat. I do not remember Aaron Housey or Aaron House. I don't know how you pronounce your name, but welcome to the channel.
Hey, welcome, Aaron.
Yeah, hopefully we earn another sub from you. Thanks for hanging out with us. He's commented a couple of different things. But there seems to be an argument of who's better, Cam Curl or Landon Collins, going on in the chat right now. And Chris, of course, is the Cam Curl, fanboy. He loves his Cam Curl. But who would you rather have, Cam Curl or Landon?
Landon Collins hasn't really done all that much to, I mean, I've seen limited amount of Curl but I can't pick Landon Collins over him right now. I just don't.
Yeah, Cam Curl's played really, really well, and Landon Collins was not playing well. There's no doubt. And I think that he was playing better than some people gave him credit for. But unfortunately, we talked about Ronald Darby, how we never really hear about him. We were hearing a lot about Landon Collins getting dusted by Daniel Jones, leaving DeAndre Hopkins wide open in the end zone, getting stiff-armed by Lamar Jackson, getting juked out by Kyler Murray. Like, he has a lot of these highlights in our heads that that are just stuck in our head this year, that it's like, you were not playing well and it sucks. But I think if you look at the entirety of him, he wasn't as bad as those memories we have. But at the same time, Cam Curl's hasn't done much to say he's played bad. Like, he's done a lot of good things. He's our leading tackler most games. Like, he's all over the place. So I do like Cam Curl. It's hard to say which one, to me personally, I would rather have. Because of the contract, I would rather have Cam Curl personally.
And this is what crosses my or goes through my mind is, okay, Landon Collins was somewhere else. And if he was all that, much like Josh Norman, that if he was really all that, would the team, and maybe I don't remember all the details of why the other team let him go. It was Giants that had Landon Collins?
Yep, it was the Giants.
Yeah, so you got to wonder if a team is willing to let somebody go and not get anything in return for them, then and I know that it's not 100%, but you know what I'm getting at. It's like, if he was that good,
they would have made a way to sign him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my point. Josh Norman was the same thing. They were like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll let him go.
Right.
And so
I hear you. And there's definitely an argument he's not worth the contract. It's $84 million over 6 years or whatever it was. Like, he's not shown up, not lived up to that at all. But at the same time, I do think he's still a good player. We knew coming in he was in the box safety. He sniffs out a lot of screens. He is pretty good in the run game. But as I said, right now he has a lot of bad memories in our head and not nearly enough good ones to make the fan base really love you. And so that's where we stand right now for the discussion. I would rather have Cam Curl because Cam Curl is a whole lot cheaper as a 7th-round pick, and we're getting decent production from him as a 7th-round pick, which is awesome.
Oh, you were saying that? I thought you were reading that, but that was your comment?
Oh, yeah, sorry. No, that's how I felt.
Okay.
We know you want Cam Curl. We know Chris. Chris is blowing it up. He's writing paragraphs. No.
Right, hey.
All right, so now we'll go ahead and get back into our bad here. So Alex Smith did have one interception, and it was ugly. Do you remember the interception?
I do.
He threw it right at a defensive lineman's head.
Yes.
What are the chances that's completed when you hit a lineman in the head? I have no idea.
Look, this coming from a guy with a big head. If you hit this head, it's not going to end up good.
Tipped up, easy interception. Got to find a way to get it over somebody's head. It's one thing if it hits somebody's arm, but come on, you can't hit a dude's head.
Throw it at least 8 feet off the ground, and you're gonna cover. Then you're gonna be over anybody's head. Yeah. A hand, okay, but yeah.
Yeah, sometimes defensive lineman makes a good play, but if you hit him in the head, it's not really the defensive lineman that made a good play. You just hit him right in the head.
Yes. Hey, the good play found him.
Right. My next bad is our linebacker play continues to stink, and to catalyze this as to bring it home of why this game in particular is Thomas Davis, one of our backup linebackers was in the game, let Ryan Finley, the backup quarterback, run 19 yards on a 3rd and 19. He just got dusted by this dude. Like, he just ran right around him. Didn't do anything fancy. He just went out there and just ran right around him and ends up getting a 19-yard gain. And Cole Holcomb was loafing on that one too. I like Cole Holcomb, but he was loafing. He was jogging over there, probably thinking, Thomas Davis, what are you doing? Why in the world did you just let him get 19 yards?
It's a slow quarterback. You can't cover him.
Cole Holcomb didn't meet him until 19 yards downfield. He was actually the one that pretty much made the tackle. And I think that there was an argument that Cole Holcomb probably could have taken a better angle to get him before the first down. But our linebacker play has been a big problem, and that one play catalyzes it. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but definitely not good coming from the linebackers.
The middle of the field, mid-range, it's horrible.
Yeah, they're a part of coverage too, and they're not covering anybody. It's bad. And the last one, of course, is Troy Apke is just abysmal. What an easy interception. I could have made that interception with my eyes closed. I mean, you couldn't get any easier than freaking hitting you right in the chest, and it pops out of your hands. Troy Apke is a problem. Unfortunately, he's out there due to injury. He would not be out there if he's the one that Shazier Everett. He replaced Shazier Everett when he got hurt.
So, all right, beyond that, and I'm not arguing with you that you need to be able to make that catch, but what bad did Troy Apke do on Sunday? Besides, I mean, yes, he should have gotten the interception, but I don't recall him getting burned. I don't recall him being...
Well, as you said, we refused to get burned. I mean, we just put everybody 10 yards off the line of scrimmage and said, you're going to throw underneath all game.
Right.
So, he was nowhere near that Ronald Darby play. Luckily, Ronald Darby made the play deep downfield a couple of times. Troy Apke's nowhere near there. I don't know where he was supposed to be on that play in particular. Maybe he was playing an underneath zone on that particular play or whatever. But I didn't rewatch the game this time. I didn't have time, unfortunately. We had the skins of the game a day early this week, which is fine. But I don't know for sure what he did wrong, but I do know that one interception is really bad, and I don't see anything that he did really well. It's not like he was in a bunch of plays. We could look at his stats real quick.
So your belief? No, you don't have to look at his stats, but I'm saying. So your belief is not teachable. That he's not. They can't show. I mean, he's got speed. Can they teach him, or is it something that's got to be innate and you either have it or you don't?
You definitely can be taught to improve, but there's got to be something of just like a natural God-given ability to know the angles to take when chasing somebody down. I don't really think that can be coached. It's just I don't know if it's a depth perception thing or you got to have a feel for what angles to take to try to make tackles downfield to not let people get by you. And he consistently takes bad angles, also takes bad angles to get to interceptions, to make plays on defense. He takes bad angles, which, as you said, he has a lot of speed, and he also doesn't seem to have those instincts to jump on balls faster to be able to, kind of
Right.
almost make the play before it happens. He doesn't seem to have those instincts either, which I don't honestly believe those are really coachable. Those are a lot of innate things. Can coaching help him a little bit? Yeah, but honestly, I don't think so. I don't think his problems seem to be an innate ability not really to be able to play safety.
Just not understanding having a vision of the game to be able to know.
Well, yeah. Apparently, he's actually got a great understanding as far as the playbook and knowing what the defense is supposed to do. Like they're talking, I've heard things about him. Apparently, he's great in the meeting rooms. Like I think that's probably why they do like him.
Unlike Terry McLaurin, for
yeah, Terry McLaurin, the terrible locker room guy, Terry McLaurin. But it's his problems are like the innate ability to take the right angles to know a feel for the game that he does not seem to have, the instincts of the game that he doesn't seem to have, and those, from my knowledge, don't seem to be something that you would be able to be taught. It's kind of just like an innate thing. So that's my opinion.
I get it.
All right. Let's see here. I was just gonna pull up, see what Apke did on the box score. Did he have anything interesting? 3 tackles, 2 solos. No pass defenses, nothing really to speak of on. Let's see. Yeah, no pass defenses, no tackles for loss, no sacks, no QB pressure. Yeah, I mean, he had 3 tackles and 2 solo is what he had on the day. So he didn't do anything spectacular either, but the one thing that he did do, I did give him a little bit credit for, is that he forced Joe Burrow back inside to let Chase Young hit him. He didn't make the hit, but he took a bad angle to then miss him, but that forced him back inside. So his bad angle actually helped us out a little bit on that play.
Hey.
Yeah, leave it to Troy Apke to have a bad angle to succeed, which is funny. All right. Well, that is my good and bad from the Bengals game. You have any overall takeaways that you want to speak of on the Bengals game before we move on to the Cowboys?
Nope, I am done with the Bengals. They have been cast aside, and I'm ready to.
Well, real quick, let me see about any comments down here that might be interesting. Donna McTannon, let's see here. Chris says, "Where's Reuben Foster?" I am done with the Reuben Foster. It's the Junior Gillette of our linebacker room. Like he
got injured again, right?
Yeah, the myth of Reuben Foster, how he's going to save our linebackers, is just, I'm kind of over it. If he comes back, great, but I am not banking on him to be my middle linebacker next year for this defense. It's just, he can't seem to.
Kind of like Gordon.
Who?
Gordon, the tight end, right?
Oh no, Reed, Jordan, Reed. You said Gordon.
Sorry,
Jordan.
Yeah, I know. I got the wrong. But yeah, he was going to be the greatest tight end in the world, but he couldn't get on the field.
Yeah, Aaron
so
Housey,
it didn't really matter.
We still need to draft. Look, I like this. He first says, Aaron Howes. Is it Housey or Howes? Like, you tell me in the chat, Aaron. But
how
anyway,
is it spelled?
Howze.
I'd say Howes.
You'd say Howes, or is it Housey? All right, he's going to tell me in a phonetical. It's the second, so Howes. Howes is how you pronounce it. Okay, so you were right. All right, so Aaron, I'm just going to call you Aaron anyway, but I just really needed to know what your last name was.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying that. I'm not calling you by that, but thanks.
Maybe I will. Who knows? You know what? While I'm also thinking about it, because you are hanging out with us, and I appreciate it, I'm going to send you an invite to, or I'm going to put the Discord in the chat. Feel free for anybody new here to join the Discord. It's brand new. We're just getting started on it. I haven't fixed it all up yet, but feel free to join that. But anyway, now to get to his comment, it was funny. He goes, talking about the linebackers, still need to draft one. Then his next comment is, scratch that. Next comment, 3. We need to draft 3.
Cheers.
Yep.
Good humor.
Yep. People talking about Reed, how he was good, just couldn't stay healthy. That's a fact. Can you imagine healthy Jordan Reed with Antonio Gibson, Terry, and Cam Sims? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would be an awesome trio at the
Look,
receiver
and I
position.
liked him, but he couldn't stay on the field. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
turf toe. And again, I know that's a very real thing. I am not diminishing it. Your big toe is a very important thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
that wasn't the only thing, though, right? Because it was turf toe, concussions, shoulder, knees.
Right.
He was just like RG3, made of glass. Looked like, fantastic specimens on the NFL football field. What is he, 6'5", 260 pounds, huge man. Couldn't stay healthy, just made of glass. It sucks.
Yep.
John is our answer to our linebacker problems. They want you in
Me?
the game. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, I'd be dessert carted back every time.
let's pair John with Cole Holcomb. Yeah, you two in the middle of our defense. That'd be funny. There you go. All right, cool. All right, now we will go ahead and make our transition to this Cowboys game, and I'm going to be very honest. I'm afraid of the Cowboys right now. They're looking much better. They played the Steelers really tough, lost in the fourth quarter against them. They just beat the Vikings, who aren't the best team in the NFL, don't get me wrong, but they have been screaming back after their 0-5 start, I think they were, or 1-5 start. They have been coming back and looking like a much better team. Dalvin Cook's a monster. Adam Thielen had a great game, but Dalton is back. Zach Martin is back. Their guard, who's actually now playing right tackle, it appears. Their lineman, their O-line seems to be more of a cohesive unit, which is scary with Zeke Elliott getting his first 100-yard game last week against Minnesota of the season. And so if they get him going, they have the weapons on offense. CeeDee Lamb, Mari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and also Schultz at tight end, that this is an extremely dangerous offense. And
it's a lot different. It's a lot different than the one we played a few weeks ago,
right? And then their defense has a lot of previous Pro Bowlers that were just stinking it up for some reason, and they could easily turn it on and not be nearly as good or as easy to score on as they have been in the past, or like have been earlier on in this season. So, not a fan of what I'm seeing coming out of the Cowboys. I'm not going to lie. How do you feel about this game?
Well, I agree with you. Dallas is not the team we faced a few weeks ago. But you know what I saw, and I've been seeing a little bit, that Alex Smith is getting back into his own, which is doing what he does best. And our offense is figuring it out. He's got tools out there. Antonio Gibson, McLaurin, oh God,
Cam
I can't
Sims.
think of it. Yeah, that I
Steve
think
Sims, all these
that
guys, yep.
Yeah, I mean, we got talent. I think Scott Turner needs to develop a little bit more and get more creative. But I feel like, while I think Dallas is going to score because they're going to do like every other team's done and not hold the ball more than 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds tops. And our linebacker and secondary is going to stink the joint up. But I think that I'm starting to believe, and for the record, this is not how I saw it at the beginning of the year. I thought the defense was going to hold up the offense. I think that this offense with Alex Smith in there is going to be formidable. They're going to score points, and we have a shot to beat Dallas. But I say a shot because, yes, the Dallas team that we totally decimated the last time was not what we're facing on Thursday.
100%. All right. Yeah, I don't have much more to go into this Cowboys game other than if you want to talk about a prediction. What do you have as a prediction for this Cowboys game?
27-21.
27-21. Who?
Who do you think? Who do I? You covered it at the beginning of the set. That I don't root against them. So
yeah. First of all, I never root against them either. But
right.
I never bet against them. But I am the quote-unquote realist of this group. So I do have us losing 27-23 in a loss. Tough game. but I don't think our defense really stops this offense again like they did last time. They definitely are going to score more than 3. Like you said, you predicted 21. But at the same time, I don't know if our offense is going to be able to put up enough to outscore Dallas. So Dominic Mantano says 20-23, Washington starts winning the division. That's huge. That's the next thing I wanted to go into if you're ready, but go ahead.
Right. No, I was going to say Andy Dalton gets sacked at least 4 times.
I'd love that, but as long as Jack Del Rio is playing this stupid prevent defense where he's going to let everybody get underneath for, 150 yards in the first half or whatever it was. But I like it. I like what you're saying. All right, so the last thing that I wanted to go over at the end of the show, if you have anything, we can go over that too, is right now I think the Cowboys are back in the driver's seat of being the one that's going to probably going to take this division down. I got the remaining schedules for everybody here. So Cowboys have us, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Niners, the Eagles, the Giants. Giants have Bengals, Seahawks, Cardinals, Browns, Ravens, Cowboys.
All right, hold on. Okay. Let's slow down for a second. So,
you know what? Let me read them all, and then we'll go. And then we'll see. Kind of put a record on what we're at.
Who we right?
Yeah,
okay.
So we'll go through that after I read them all. So, Eagles remaining schedule is Seahawks, Packers, Saints, Cardinals, Cowboys, us, which is an extremely rough schedule. And Redskins remaining schedule is Cowboys, Steelers, Niners, Seahawks, Panthers, and Eagles. So who do you want to start with first? Of which?
We'll go right at the. We'll go at the top.
The Cowboys.
So the one.
Okay.
All right. So let's say I'm right that we beat them.
Okay.
The Ravens probably beat them. The Ravens have been struggling. I mean, the Ravens have been falling off. Have they lost 3 in a row or just 2?
You might be right. It might be 3 now. Actually, it might be only 2 in a row because they lost to the Chiefs earlier. They lost to the Steelers. Yeah, it's only 2 in a row because then they've lost to the Titans, and they lost to because they had beaten the Colts I think a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah, 2 losses in a row I think.
So let's assume, and I know it's a big assumption, but let's assume they lose to us, and they lose to the Ravens because the Ravens are pissed off now because they've been losing.
Uh-huh.
They beat the Bengals.
Yep, with no Joe Burrow. So yeah.
Yeah, easily. 49ers, they've been hit or miss, so I could see them losing to the 49ers. I could see them winning.
Mm-hmm.
But because like I said, the 49ers have been inconsistent. The Eagles beat the Cowboys earlier this season, so I think the Cowboys beat the Eagles. And then the Giants come in and be a spoiler, and because I think they've been playing better than their record is. So I say that the Giants beat the Cowboys. So that's 1, 2,
3. So you have 3 and 3 to finish the year.
Wait a minute. I have us, the Ravens. You're saying
you had
beating the
Bengals,
49ers.
Niners, and Eagles, right? Is that what you had?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure about the 49ers, but yeah, we'll go with that.
You think they're going to
go
2 and 4?
I think you're right. I think it's 3 and 3.
Okay. So 3 and 3. I have them probably going 4 and 2 minimally, and if they beat the Niners, they may be able to get to 8 and 8 and make this division actually a quote unquote respectable winner and not have a losing record to win this. The big joke is that somebody's going to win this division at 5 and 11 or 6 and 10 or something like that. They have 3 division games in the worst division in football, so that could be 3 wins. They have the Bengals with no Joe Burrow, so there's a 4th win. And yeah, if they upset the Niners, and shoot, as you said, they might be able to freaking do something crazy and upset the Ravens with how bad that offense has looked this season so far.
Right.
Lamar Jackson is nothing like he was last year, and the offense seems to be a big problem for the Ravens, and you never know with that one. But if they somehow beat the Niners, I think they have a 5-1 record to finish this year.
Okay.
So that's what I have there. So, all right, now we'll move on to the Giants. Giants remaining schedule.
So that's assuming they beat us.
I'm going to say 4 and 2. So I think a 4 and 2 is is what I would predict, but I could see a possible 5-1. So
Okay.
John has them at 3-3, and then Tim is 4-2.
Okay.
All right. So that's for the Cowboys. Giants.
Yeah.
Giants have the Bengals, Seahawks, Cardinals, Browns, Ravens, Cowboys. So you said you have them beating the Cowboys. I'm assuming you have them beating the Bengals with no Joe Burrow, right?
Yeah. So 2-4.
So you have them at 2-4.
Yeah.
All right.
Seahawks, Cardinals, Browns, and Ravens. They lose to.
Seahawks, Cardinals, Browns, and Ravens. I could definitely see all four of those losses for sure, and that puts them at 2-4. Eagles' remaining schedule is ridiculously tough, especially in the beginning. Seahawks, Packers, Saints, Cardinals. They should lose all four of those. Would you agree?
I say 2-4 with them as well. That
no, you have them at 1-5 because you said the Cowboys beat the Eagles.
Oh, and I said we beat the Cowboys, so I actually have them at 0-6.
So, yeah, they might finish 0-6, but let's give them one. I think maybe two. You're right. The best I see in them getting is 2-4.
Okay, hold on a second. The Seahawks have not been right. Like something in
What's up, Anthony Johnson? I haven't seen you here in a while. What's up, dude? I believe Dallas Corners is going to be out this Thursday. No, Anthony Brown is going to be. Anyway, sorry. Welcome back, Anthony. I was just thinking about you earlier today. I think I saw you on one of the Facebook groups. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, so Russell
Wilson.
Wilson, thank you. Has not been right necessarily. So that could be one.
For the Eagles? Wilson just beat the Cardinals.
No, I know, but I get that. And
he struggled against somebody right before that. Now I'm struggling to who.
Well, and
was,
I just
but he had one bad game.
Right. Well, I know that it was like no. Prior to that, I think they lost 2 in a row. I thought the Seahawks were struggling, and I'd heard that Russell Wilson there was something that wasn't right, and they expected it to get back right with him. So maybe he's right because he won last week. But
yeah, they lost to the Bills and they lost to the Rams. But those are two pretty darn good teams. Bills are no joke. But anyway,
I know.
And also Rams have the number 1 pass defense in the league.
Yeah,
Jalen Ramsey's a monster, and they've actually been really good against the pass. So I'm not necessarily surprised he struggled in the pass game against the Rams, but the
just
Seahawks defense is the big problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's what I read stuff, and that's what somebody said, that something is not right in Russell Wilson's head. I'm not saying I agree with that, but they were like, it might take him a week or two to get back, but he's going to get back. Well, maybe it only took him a week because he beat the Cardinals. But I'm looking at that record. All right. So, again, assume I'm a homer. You know that. I assume we're going to beat the Eagles twice. We may very well not. But if I had to pick, so if you go Seahawks, Packers, and Saints, that's 0-3. I think they can beat the Cardinals. And I think they can beat the Cowboys, and they're going to lose to us. So 2-4.
So you have the Eagles at 0-6.
No, I just said how they could get to 2-4. They beat the Cardinals, and they beat the Cowboys, and they're 2-4.
Okay, so you're predicting a 2-4.
Yeah, I can't go 0-6. I mean, I'd love to see them go 0-6, but I can't.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go 0-6 at all. I'm actually predicting it.
Okay, then there we go.
I'm putting down 0-6 for the Eagles. And then us, I think we go... Gosh, I think we may end up finishing this one 1-5.
Okay, you know what? Here's my prediction. The Steelers are going to be undefeated, and we're going to be the one team to beat them. Because they're going to be...
I love it. That's awesome. I'm not mad about it at all. Let's do it. Somebody else was talking about it earlier, too. That's awesome.
Yeah, because they're going to get complacent. We're 15-1. Yeah, we got the lowly WTF or WFT. Sorry, got to get that right. So if we beat the Eagles and we beat the Cowboys, which we have to do to have a shot in the division, I say the Panthers is number 3, and the Steelers is number 4. We go 4-2. We shocked. I know.
I'm gonna go. I do think we won't lose 5 in a row, so I think we'll upset either the Niners or the Panthers. But I have us going 2-4.
Okay.
To finish the year, and that would put us at 5-11. And so based on what we got here, so you have us winning the division. That would be 7-9. The 7-9.
No, what? Wait, how's it 7-9? Oh, right, you're right. We go 4-2.
Yep.
7-9.
I have the Cowboys winning the division at 7-9, arguably 5-1 if they upset the Niners. Chris seems to think that he agrees with you that the Seahawks are struggling this year, and the Seahawks may end up being a team that loses in this. We beat the Seahawks. We can potentially upset the Seahawks. Now, I mean, I'm here for it if we can upset the Seahawks. I understand that their defense has not played the best so far this season. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. It's fine. It is what it is. I predicted a loss rather, but that's where I'm sitting, and I have us going 2-4 to finish the season. But
okay,
I'm
you know what?
For 6-0.
Okay. Hey, I am too.
Yep.
All right. So I have trivia. I try to come up with something. I'm not promising to do it every week, but.
All right. You know what? We'll get right into your trivia to finish the show. Let me read a couple comments, and then we'll end the show with your thing. How about that? You good?
I don't know if it's trivia, but yeah, it's a question for you. But go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Do what you got to do.
Asan Moore, I'm not familiar with your name. I think this might be your first time. You can let me know. But welcome to the channel. Hopefully we.
Yes. Welcome.
You. He says, "What's up?" And he agrees with Chris that. So we're going to act like this. This is what Chris has said. So we're going to act like the Seahawks haven't been struggling, especially on defense. I believe that's definitely winnable. We can beat the Niners. We can beat the Panthers. In Ron's homecoming. And he said we could beat the Panthers twice, but he agrees with you.
Eagles twice.
No. He accidentally wrote Panthers twice, is what I meant.
Okay.
Instead of not that we could beat them twice because we only played them once. But anyway, he agrees with you, which is a death sentence, right? No, I'm just kidding. Chris Sports Talk, we are.
Do you see what I have to deal with here?
He says the Steelers are a traps game, and same thing with the Son Moore. We can beat the Steelers. That's awesome, and I hope you guys are so right. I will gladly eat crow to beat the Steelers. Okay. And I will
gladly feed it to you.
Oh yeah, just give me the business, okay? Come in and tell me how wrong I am, how terrible I is, and you will not see somebody with a bigger smile on their face while they're getting crap thrown at them, right? But anyway, Dominic Montano also agrees with you. Facts, we are winning the division, he says.
I like it.
Alex Smith is taking us there. You know what? I actually do. That argument may sway me the most. Is Alex Smith wins everywhere he goes, and right now he's really close to a losing record for us. And if he goes 2-4, like I'm predicting, then that would finish him with a losing record here in Washington. So if there's anything that could sway me over to we actually do end up with a winning record, it's Alex Smith. And I said from the beginning, you remember, I said that he should have started from game one. And unfortunately, I thought he wasn't quite as healthy enough. But I do like Alex Smith.
Well, he wasn't, but I know you're right.
Yep. So there you go. Say it again. No, just kidding. What'd you say? No, just kidding. Anthony Johnson says...
I can't remember what I just said.
I blacked out.
Yeah.
Too much wine. Sorry.
I feel lightheaded. I can't think.
Anthony Johnson. I got us beating the Cowboys, Panthers, Eagles, and probably upset either the Steelers, Seahawks, or Niners. So he also agrees with your 4-2 record, and that would put us as a winner. That would put us as a winner, 4-2, and I am rooting for it. And that just goes into something I was talking about. We could talk about that real quick. As far as I posted something on Facebook to say in my Redskins groups, basically people were saying, do you want to make the playoffs or do you want to get a great draft pick? And I'm saying we can do both. You make the playoffs, you can still get a great draft pick at pick number 20 or pick number 18, whatever it is. We don't need a
somebody
top 10
posted
pick.
that on Facebook. Somebody posted that on Facebook. The NFC East is the only division where you could vie for the lead and a good draft pick at the same time.
Yeah. So I'm here for it, dude. I'm hoping we win. But all right, let's finish the show with whatever you got to finish it. What do you got?
All right. I don't know how good this is going to be, but okay. The Redskins
Don't second guess yourself, Dad. Just go for it. This is what we're doing.
All right. The Redskins defense faced 68 snaps.
68 snaps against the Bengals?
Yes.
Okay.
Two players played every snap.
2 players played every snap on defense.
On the defense. Who are they?
The 2 players that played every snap. I'm going to go with Cam Curl.
Yep.
All right. That's
You're
one.
1 for 1.
And then I'll go with... I guess I'm going to go with Ronald Darby. Oh, okay. Then
he played 63, 93% of the snaps.
Then I take it. I win. No, just kidding. Technically, he did not play. Let's see. No, Chris, this is only on the defense.
Yes.
This is only on the defense. Aaron Howes says Fuller. Kendall Fuller.
Nope, he was 67 out of 68, 99%.
So
good
close.
guess.
So close. Okay, so the other one, is it the trash can garbage Troy Apke?
You got it.
Gosh darn it. Trash can garbage Troy Apke playing every snap. How did we only give up 9 points?
I know. All right, so now to wrap it up finally, there is 6 players on the offensive side who played 100% of the snaps, which is 62.
Okay, and then so those are all the linemen.
Okay.
And Alex Smith.
All right, Alex Smith is 1.
Is it Brandon Sheriff?
Yeah, it might not be as fun on the offensive side because you're probably right. Yep, Sheriff's 1.
Morgan Moses.
That's 3.
Chase Rouillet.
That's 4.
And Donald Sharp.
David Sharp.
Sharp.
Okay.
Sorry. And then
all right, you got to get the last one. The other one.
Who's our? Is it Wes Switcher?
You got it. You're at 6 for 6.
There it is.
So obviously, the defensive side of this is more fun.
Yes, because that's usually more rotation on the defensive side.
Yes.
as opposed to the offensive side. But yeah, there you go. Spoiled AFib Gaming. I would like to say I respect your comment to your team. Y'all will be Super Bowl bound in 3 years tops.
Hey, I like the way he thinks.
I think he meant commitment to the team. We appreciate it. We definitely love our skins over here in Skins in the Game, no doubt. All right, is there anything else you want to go over and before the
nope.
out here for Thanksgiving?
I say happy Thanksgiving to everybody and go Skins on Thursday. I predict a win. So
there you go. I do not predict a win, but I'm rooting for a win. Let's do it.
And by the way, I'm gonna bring Crow in case I have to feed Tim it.
Well, we will be together, and for Thanksgiving, so he will be right there. But yeah, next week we'll definitely we'll be back on our Wednesday schedule next week. So be a little bit longer until we see you then. I will be going live next on Sunday, probably Sunday night, maybe Sunday during the day. We're going to get our Christmas tree on Sunday during the day. Selena and I are. So I'll probably be back. I'll definitely be back Sunday night for the Sunday night game, whichever one that is. But I may do some sort of commentary ahead of time, depending on what my schedule is. I will not be going live after the Skins game. As I said, we will be at our aunt's house, or my aunt's house, sorry, his sister's house. And I can't go live with my phone yet. So we got to get to 1,000 subscribers before we can go live with our phone. But
right.
I will make a short video, or maybe a longer one, who knows, depending on how much I have to rant about on the Dallas game after the fact. So, and then I'll post that to the channel. So I'll give you something there.
All right.
But yeah.
Again, thanks everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. All right. I'll hang out with them a little bit longer. But yes, see you, Dad, and love you, and see you next time.
All right. Love you too. Love everybody.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Cool. Good. Dad's gone. We can talk about him now. Just kidding. All right, guys. What's up? It's just us now. We're hanging out. Let's see. Asan Moore, peace. Happy Thanksgiving. Anthony Johnson, who was the dude earlier at the beginning of the video that was saying Terry was a bad leader? I wasn't there for that part. We don't know. He came as a fly-by-night, started spamming that in the chat, and I have no idea who he is. I really don't. And, we were pretty gracious to him. Once we, acknowledged his existence, he kind of stopped talking as much smack. But he was blowing us up here for he texted the same thing. Terry McLaurin is a terrible locker room guy and almost Antonio Brown bad. Excuse me. And he sent that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row before we acknowledged him, and then he got out of here. Let's see here. Probably Jeff with the second account. That's awesome, Anthony. That's hilarious. Hey, look on the bright side. Y'all got to laugh at the failure of the Cowboys. Yeah, gosh, I wish that there was more failure of the Cowboys. They just beat the stupid Vikings. That sucks. No one can be as bad as Brown. Ain't that a fact, Dominic? Ain't that a fact? Asan Moore, do you think Antonio Gibson will go over 100 yards this game? Against the Cowboys, it's going to be pretty much game flow dependent. Can he? Absolutely. Now, will he is the question. If you're going to put me to the test, I'm going to say no. He does not end up with 100 yards on the day. But I probably only give maybe that with a 65% confidence level. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I think I do think game flow is going to make that difficult for him to get to 100. Terry will go for $150, Chris says. I can definitely see that. The secondary is not very good for the Cowboys, and opposite of Gibson, I do think the game flow will benefit Terry more to then be able to get more catches, because I think we're going to be in more of a higher scoring game where it's going to be it's not going to be a game where we have a big lead where we can just hand the ball off, in my opinion. So, but yeah, Chris, right there with me. We will be passing more heavy. It'll be a shootout, to be honest. There you go. I agree more with that sentiment. So I do see a chance for Terry to get $150 more than I see for Antonio Gibson to get over 100. But I wouldn't say it's impossible. Spoiler Day for Gaming, I need you to talk about the Buccaneers, how you feel about them moving forward. How do I feel about the Buccaneers moving forward? I still think they're a solid team. I think the Rams are really, really good. So them losing to the Rams is not surprising, especially in that fashion, because their defense is so good and they have one of the best pass defenses. But I do think there is less of an opportunity for them to be Super Bowl contenders. Now, are they completely out of it? No, because they still have a top-tier run defense. They have a good secondary as well. Not the best, but they can definitely defend against the pass as well. And then, obviously, tons of weapons on offense. Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette out of the backfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin got hurt, though, at the end of the game. I don't know if he's going to come back. But I think that I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are still a really good team, still a force to be reckoned with. And I definitely think they'll make the playoffs and probably win at least one game in the playoffs, is what I would say. I don't think that they're Super Bowl contenders personally at this moment, but I still think they're pretty good. All right, let's see. Chris Sports Talk, Cam Sims, Terry, and Gibson will have a big day. I think JD will be our X Factor. I love it. Asan Moore, do you think Chase Young will be a factor in this game against Zach Martin? Chase Young is always a factor. Even if you don't see his stats, he's being double-teamed very consistently. He's being ran away from very consistently. They constantly know where Chase Young is on the field as a rookie, only just over halfway through his rookie season. He's already a big deal on defense that offenses are definitely taking into consideration of where he is on the field. So yes, he will be a factor. Now, will you necessarily notice it as a fan? Because will the stat sheet really show it? Probably not, because that's what teams are game planning around. They're not really allowing him to go crazy. And that's why he hasn't had a sack in a while, is he's really getting, especially if they plan on holding the ball for any extended amount of time, they are not throwing it they're not leaving him one-on-one with a defender. Like, they're just not. It's constantly at least double-teamed, in some cases even triple-teamed. Anthony Johnson, Cowboys on Sunday moved Zach Martin to right tackle, and I believe they also moved their left guard to right guard. Yes, I did see that on their depth chart, that Zach Martin is now their right tackle, which is fine. I think that he could play anywhere. He's a beast. And that offensive line is not going to be as bad as what we faced last time. There's no doubt about it. And that offensive line is still a scary unit for Dallas. Dwayne Haskins is garbage. What's up, man? How you doing? Let's see here. Chris Sports Talk. Chase Young will definitely be a factor. If you heard his presser, he seems confident and that he will dominate the game, as he says guys like LeBron are watching, so that bodes well for us. Confidence is key. I love him having confidence. Chris Sports Talk, if it's any time for him to show off and to show out, it would be this Thanksgiving. Oh man, I would love to see a multi-sack game coming out of him. That'd be awesome. Anthony Johnson, yeah, LeBron is a Browns/Cowboys fan. Really, I didn't know that. I'm not surprised about the Browns fan because I knew he's from Cleveland, but I did not realize he was a Cowboys fan. Even more reason to hate LeBron. Asan Moore, Ronald Darby will have another game like he did against the Bengals. That's an awesome prediction. I hope so. As I said, PFF really seems to like him, and he's going to have his test. But Tyler Boyd was a test, and he passed with flying colors. So Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, these guys are definitely going to test him. But it seems like he's actually playing pretty well, and I'll take it all day. So what if you're getting? Let's talk about the Buccaneers, rest of the schedule. Where do you see their record being? Okay, yeah, I'll pull that up real quick. That's interesting. All right, the rest of their schedule. So they have the Chiefs out. Probably will lose to the Chiefs. They have the Vikings. I have them beating the Vikings. They have the Falcons. I have them beating the Falcons. I have them beating the Lions, and I have them beating the Falcons again. So I would think their record to finish the season would be 4-1, which would put them at 11-5 and definitely in the playoffs. That's where because I'm pretty sure they're 7-4 right now. So I would put them at 11-5. That's where I have them. Let's see. Anthony Johnson, I'm having Sweat on Martin. Sweat can definitely get past Martin with his speed easily. Yeah, and I did notice on Sunday that because for a while they were putting Chase Young on the right side of the offensive line. Last week he played a lot on the left side going against the left tackle. So in theory, Chase Young will be on the left tackle instead of the right tackle, and that would obviously put Montez Sweat on the other side. So I don't know. I definitely like the chances for both of those guys to really get in there and get some pressure on the quarterback. They're really, really good pass rushers. Chris Sports Talk. Tom Brady is a huge problem for the Bucs that can't handle pressure. To be quite honest with you, they have all those weapons, but it's not really clicking. It just isn't, to be honest. The whole NFC is up for grabs. I believe you were going to say, yeah, for grabs. There's no definitive clear-cut favorite. Yeah, you're definitely right. There's not a clear-cut favorite. I do like AFib's Gaming Saints still. I still am not down on the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks. I like the Cardinals. Tampa Bay is still a really good team. I like the Rams a lot. I think the Rams are an extremely good team. If I had to pick one, I think. And then you still have the Packers. They're a really, really good team. I can see it being the Packers versus the Rams in the the NFC Championship game, and I would probably have the Rams taking that. To be honest, I think my prediction right now, as we sit right before Thanksgiving, I think the Rams might go back to the Super Bowl. Obviously, extremely well coached, great defense, offensive mind coach in Sean McVay, and he has plenty of weapons on offense that can really do some damage. So I think I would lean towards right now the Rams being the favorite out of the NFC. Where are we at? Dwayne Haskins, Skins get 3+ sacks this game. That would be fantastic. I would take that all day long. Chase Young getting that special treatment for sure. He really is. He's offenses, I should say, are definitely keying on where he is on the field at all times. Asan Moore, they should start Tim Settle above Allen. There's a very good argument for that. Tim Settle's actually, speaking of PFF, Tim Settle is another guy that has a pretty good PFF score, I'm pretty sure. Looking it up now. I think I saw him like somewhere in the 70s. No, 82.3 for Tim Settle. What a steal in the 5th round when we got him. He was projected 2nd round pick, but there was I think there was a little bit of maybe health issues, I think. I don't think it was really off the field things. I think there was a little bit of health concerns with him that moved him back down to the 5th, and what a pick in the 5th round for us. 82.3. That's huge for a D tackle. I do like Tim Settle a lot out of Virginia Tech. Let's see here. Chris Sports Talk Asan Moore. How many sacks are you predicting, and have you seen the injury report? I did see that. I think it was Antonio Gibson and Dustin Hopkins are right now missing practice or something like that. And we may need a new kicker for Sunday. Injury report. Sorry, not NFL. Redskins versus Cowboys. Yeah, Antonio Gibson's missing some time. Terry McLaurin, Danny Johnson, Ryan Anderson, DeShazer Everett, Dontrell Inman, Cornelius Lucas, and Jared Norris. I'm not familiar with Jared Norris, but the rest of them are interesting for sure. We'll see who ends up suiting up for the Dallas game. Greg Zuerlein's on their injury report too. Shoot, Zeke Elliott's on there too. Interesting. Let's see here. But as far as how many sacks am I predicting, man, it's just tough for us to get sacks. But I can see us getting, I would say somewhere between 2 and 3. That would be my prediction on the day, 2 or 3 sacks. Chris Sports Talk disagrees. He says 6+ sacks. Cam Curl will get 1, Chase will get 1, and Montez will get 1, and also Kerrigan will get 1. And to be honest, Kerrigan usually has great games against Dallas, and I agree with whenever Tim Settle is in, he gets. I love. He gets a sack. He has 4 on the year and doesn't get very many sacks. Yeah, usually D tackles don't get a lot of sacks anyway. So I love Tim Settle, but yeah, I would love that to happen. Obviously, 6+ sacks, but I think it's probably more likely in the 2 to 3 range, just because how Jack Del Rio wants to play. He seems to want to give the underneath stuff, and he doesn't want to get beat deep. He wants to make teams mess up. You have to march down the field against him, and that's what's going on. You know what? We have a lot of people here. Awesome. Got a decent amount of likes. I appreciate all of you. And I'm going to go ahead and post the Discord in the chat again. If you have not yet joined the Discord, please join. And we got a few of us, about a half dozen of us right now. We're just getting it started. And Discord is for us to be able to communicate during the games. Also off stream, we can all hang out in there and talk some football or bring up whatever you want. I appreciate it because sometimes you guys put some stuff in there that I can talk about on my next stream, which is nice too. So definitely, I'm going to make it prettier. I'm sorry, Spoiled. I still have yet to go through and make it a prettier Discord yet. Like with all the nuances of a really good Discord. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I'm not going to lie. I want to get to it sooner than later, but working a full-time job, trying to stream, and also, have a life and everything is... I'm not complaining. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I'm not complaining at all. It's just, that's my quote-unquote excuse. But thank you guys for all being here. Let's see here. Hassan Moore, do you think Washington should go after a tight end or let Thomas just be number 2? We definitely should go after a tight end in this offseason, whether that be in the draft or in free agency. A tight end needs to be on this roster. Logan Thomas is just not it when it comes to the tight end spot for us. Just not. Anthony Johnson, I know I wasn't here Sunday night, but dang, the Raiders left the Chiefs with too much time in the fourth quarter. Yes, that was a great game. 35-31, Chiefs over the Raiders. That was a fun game to watch. Pat Mahomes is just an absolute monster, but I love what I'm seeing out of Derek Carr. Derek Carr has just continued to show why that contract is not out of the realm of what he should have been paid. And maybe it's a little too high still, but at the same time, he has shown a lot of good stuff. I like Derek Carr a lot. That was a fun game. Chris Sports Talk, go for a tight end. We will get that in the draft. Logan Thomas is hot garbage. Yeah, for sure. Spotific Gaming, do you feel Tom Brady is the blame for the Bucs' misfortune? That's interesting, right? Because he did throw a couple of errant balls. I think he's trying to get used to Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a jump ball specialist, and Tom Brady is a guy that just takes what the defense gives you all the time, and he's getting pressure from his coach and obviously Mike Evans, I'm sure as well, to give his receivers a chance, throw it up and see what happens, and that's really not his game. And Mike Evans just he's not really a guy that gets open all the time. He's more of a guy I'm 6'5", I can out jump you and I can just outbeat you, So do I blame Tom Brady? Not completely. I wouldn't say, because he also had no run game against the Rams. I know Jared Goff didn't either, but they had no run game, and you have no run game against arguably the best. I don't think it's even arguable. I think he is. I think they are the best pass defense in the league. Aaron Donald, Brockers with the pass rush, Jalen Ramsey obviously leading the secondary. So the best pass defense in the league, and you have no run game to speak of. Kind of tough to beat the number 1 rush defense. Sorry, pass defense. Hassan Moore, people think that the Cowboys defense is good and getting better, but is still 32nd. Yeah, I am in that camp because first of all, you couldn't go any worse than what they were. They were historically bad to start the season, averaging 37 points given up or something crazy like that a game, and also the freaking offense was just turning the ball over at an extraordinary rate. I think they were averaging 3 turnovers a game in their first 6 games or something crazy like that. So the Cowboys really were just in a spot where they could go nowhere but up, unfortunately, And I think they're now the favorite to win the division. I think they're coming together, and it sucks because I would much rather see them like what we had them at 25-3 last game, but I do not see that being the case on Thanksgiving. Chris Sports Talk, they have 3 tight ends going in the first round. Really? That's a lot. Hopefully we get another first rounder. That's interesting. I don't know. That's interesting for sure. Mitchell Wasmus, I like Thomas. He has recently converted and has smaller size to Jordan Reed. He's quick and explosive. I like keeping him once he learns how to play. I see him being great. There isn't a rush in rebuild. We definitely need to answer the tight end spot. Now, can Logan Thomas still be on the team? I'm not necessarily opposed to that because also, he has some versatility as being your 3rd quarterback on the roster, right? Because he's played quarterback before. So you don't have to bring a 3rd quarterback at all. You can just have your backup, and then if something crazy happens, you have him as a, your 3rd string quarterback. But, he's not the worst tight end I've ever seen, but he's just not the number 1. So having him on 2 tight end packages is not the worst thing in the world. And he just can't be our go-to guy like he seems to have been this year, where on 3rd down, we're looking Logan Thomas's way. No, got to stop that. Let's see here. Spoiled says, you're good. Take your time. Yeah, for sure. We're not in a bad spot. We're not in a great spot this year, but we're moving forward. Anthony Johnson as a number 2 tight end, yeah, but not as a starter. I agree with you. Mitchell Wasmus, I'd like to see us draft one, but not give up on him. He's a sleeper. Okay, I don't know about sleeper, but I understand your point. I definitely want a number 1 tight end on this team. Spoiled AFib Gaming, I just think about like Cleveland already had David Njoku and they go get Austin Hooper, or the Niners already had George Kittle and they go get Jordan Reed, or it's tight ends are an extremely important position, and you need to have a good one. So, the 2 best tight ends were in the Super Bowl last year: George Kittle and Travis Kelce. Rob Gronkowski's been in the Super Bowl many times. It's having a good tight end really makes a difference on Super Bowl caliber teams, and that's what they need, man. That's what a lot of people need. Let's see. Yeah, Spoiled AFib Gaming. Hey, Chris, when he does the Discord, we might be admins or moderators. Yeah, I already made Spoiled one. I should probably make Chris one as well. But as I said, when I'll do more of that once I get into the nitty gritty of making the Discord. Mitch, see, this is why we always disagree. Listen, Logan Thomas is a trash garbage. The guy drops passes a toddler can make. He would be a good blocking tight end, but that's it. The guy is trash. You can't make him any better. He just naturally sucks. Oh, gosh. Chris, he is very, what's the word? Like, he's got conviction, When he has an opinion, he's got it, That's his thing. No, it's fun. Thank you, Chris. Spoiled AFib. I think the Redskins should give Alex Smith another year to play a whole season. It's not looking impossible, to be very honest with you. We may be able to draft a quarterback and have him sit behind Alex Smith for one more season, and then it would be really nice to cut him after that as far as cap wise. The cap space he will relieve once, after next season, is a whole heck of a lot, and then we can move on to our next quarterback, whoever that may be. Mitchell Wasmus, I think the plan, Rivera is teasing that Smith is the answer at QB if he plays like that. You think that's the plan? Yeah, I could definitely see that being a plan. Chris Sportsock, he isn't a sleeper. He's trash. I've given up on him since he took a snap. He's just trash, period. End of discussion. Very, very strong in his opinions. Asan Moore, Cam Sims and Steven Sims are starting to shine and show why they should be here. Steven Sims a little less, but Cam Sims has played extremely well. And especially considering who he is, an undrafted free agent. But he's a big-bodied dude, 6'5". So I'm fine with Cam Sims. I liked him in the preseason games. He had that one game where he dropped 3 passes, which ended up putting him on the practice squad. And also, he's a body catcher. It sucks to say, but I'm hoping that he kind of has. I hope he's one of those guys that went back and caught 500 passes a day for a year or something and learned how to catch. But he was a body catcher for a long time. Anthony Johnson, I saw Zeke interview saying we're in a good position right now. I'm thinking 3-7 is a good position. The whole NFC East is in the good position to make the playoffs, dude. So that's how it is. Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson is a nutshell. Yeah, he was coming in firing, wasn't he? Wild one. But what's up, Kevin? How you doing tonight? Let's see. Alex Smith will play, but we will draft our QB in the first and sit him behind Alex Smith to learn Alex is not the future. That's I just said that earlier, and I like it. Mitchell Wasmus, I love Alex. Look what he did to Mahomes. He helped him a ton. I think there was obviously Mahomes is already a really great quarterback in a great system, but there's no doubt that he is a great mentor for young people, young players all on the team. Everybody lauds him for being a fantastic leader. Everyone hated to see him go on Kansas City. Even Mahomes, I don't think really enjoyed the fact that they had to get rid of him. They did. They made the right move, obviously. But, there's no doubt that Alex Smith is a positive influence on your locker room. Just a great, great dude. Before Alex got hurt, Spoiled says he was winning the division, so don't sleep on him. I know he was 6-3. Had a tough first half against Houston before the injury, but yeah, he's not a bad quarterback. Mitchell Waspus, it's all good. You gotta love the heavily opinionated Chris. Yeah, Chris is nothing short of not. He is definitely opinionated. It's cool. It's fun. I enjoy Chris. Spodafib Gaming. I feel the Redskins should give him 1 year because I believe he can do it. That's fair. I mean, what do you mean by do it? I think he can win as far as like have a winning season, but he's not going to really take you to the promised land, But I think he can be a great influence on whoever we get in the draft, and that's important. That's awesome, and he can win while doing it. That's the other thing. He was 11-5 in his last season at Kansas City before coming here and going 6-3. So he could definitely win. Chris Sports Talk. Tim, the passes that he's caught this year were all with his hands, not a body catcher any longer. Yeah, I'd have to go back and look through it all, but that's fair. It's probably fair, and that's fine. But that's what I have on him. Anthony Johnson, especially the catch that he had against the Lions. Was that the touchdown pass, I think? I'm struggling to remember. But yeah, there you go. He legit, Terry McLaurin is a bad locker room guy. Yeah, he legit said that. I know. He's a nut job. We get it. It was funny, and he blew it up, man. He was blowing up the chat until I finally acknowledged him, then he stopped. Chris Sports Talk. Logan Thomas being trash isn't an opinion. He's just trash. There's no opinion here. It's just fact. It's just fact, guys. If you were to ask anyone in the chat right now, they would tell you to get rid of Logan. That's funny. Anthony Johnson. I would love to have Alex Smith as our QB coach or do something with the organization. That would be awesome. To keep him inside the organization somehow. As I said, just great leadership. I just saw Mitchell Wassman joined the Discord. Awesome. Thank you for joining, man. Mitchell Wassman, agreed. Someone like a D'Angelo Hall. I'm not the biggest D'Angelo Hall fan, but that's okay. I mean, I liked him when he played here. It was great to have him, But I don't know. The Trent Williams debacle, what he was saying in that whole thing really made me on D'Angelo Hall, to be honest. But that's just me. Cool. What do we got? 8:30. Yeah, Fitzpatrick's probably a good comp for Alex Smith. He's better than Fitzpatrick, but in some ways he's not, though. But very similar as far as great locker room guy, great leader, has had a lot of guys come underneath him and produce something. So I do not hate the Ryan Fitzpatrick comparison. And yeah, so no, Alex Smith would be a fine backup. But all right, ladies and gents, I think I am going to go ahead and get off of here. Thank you guys for everybody who stuck around to the end. Thanks to everybody who tuned in at all. And thank you for all of your comments. And thank you for the likes on the video for sure. All right, last comment is Alex, Alex can get you to the playoffs. The Eagles are going into the rebuild, and the only team that a threat is the Giants. Dude, the Cowboys are a threat, so don't sleep on the Cowboys. They're getting healthier. And and they have the easiest schedule. I mean, I said it earlier, but yeah, their schedule is us, Ravens, Bengals, Niners, Eagles, and Giants. I mean, just winning all three in the division, you put that at 3-3, and they're probably winning the division. Now they go against the Joe Burrow-less Bengals, a banged-up Niners team, Ravens that haven't looked all that great. I don't know. Who knows what's going on? All right, yeah. Anthony Johnson says, I'm the last comment, but yep, we'll end on that one. Thanks, guys. And as I said, not going live on Thursday. I will post a video, so you guys will have my thoughts. And then also we will be in the Discord chatting it up. So one more time for the Discord. Join, and we can hang out in the Discord and chat it up there for sure. And until next time, which will be next Sunday night, probably maybe Sunday morning. Or Sunday after the 1 o'clock games. But until next time, See ya.